Rumors are that allegedly Kenya and Sheree had another huge fight. What was it all about? Well, I have some new information that may answer that question and more right after this. What's up, kinfolk, and welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, do me a favor and subscribe. And if you already are subscribed, do me a favor and get notified so you'll know whenever I upload new videos to the channel. Alright, kinfolk, come on into the house. We have a lot to talk about, and it centers around rumors that allegedly Kenya and Sheree had another huge fight. What was the fight about? Well, I have some new information that may answer that question and more, and here it goes. Rumors are that allegedly Kenya and Sheree had another huge fight. The source said this verbal altercation was their biggest yet. The source continued, behind the scenes, Kenya and Sheree aren't in a good place. Kenya probably feels betrayed by Sheree. And for Sheree's part, she probably feels Kenya should just get over it and move on. However, said the source, moving on from a blow-up this bad may not be possible. The source speculates that Kenya may have seen Sheree not only as a friend, but also as a future producing partner. However, that may not be possible after this latest Sheree stunt, ended the source. Another source added, this Sheree stunt could have worked if she would have involved Kenya in the plan. Her allegedly not bringing Kenya in on such a big move may have shown Kenya that Sheree can't be trusted. And for Kenya, loyalty and trust are huge. So the question is, what scheme did Sheree allegedly plan without telling Kenya that had Kenya upset? Well, industry insiders say that allegedly Sheree bringing Kim back to film scenes for the upcoming season of Real Housewives of Atlanta was a huge stab in Kenya's back for obvious reasons. The insider said, first, Kim and Kenya have a rocky past. Nothing that Kenya couldn't handle on camera, but would appreciate a heads up on if there was a potential feud in the future. Something allegedly Sheree didn't do. Sources speculate that Kenya could have even seen this as a snake move or a big surprise setup by Sheree and Kim, ended the source. Another source said, secondly, no one wants Kim back. Literally no one. She doesn't have any real connections to other women in the group outside of Sheree. And also, Kim's comments during her season 10 reunion has allegedly left the majority of the ladies with a bad taste in their mouths. And they don't wish to take another bite out of Kim's drama and antics, ended the source. Allegedly, producers are also still on the fence about officially including Kim in any cast filming that airs. The insider says the answer is still unclear whether Kim filmed any actual scenes with Sheree and or the group. However, all signs point to the probability that she did. Kenya interacting with Kim, said the source, probably would provide great entertainment, shade, and drama. However, it would be at the expense and cost of her friendship with Sheree. Now, kinfolk, when this information came across my desk about this alleged verbal fight between Kenya and Sheree, about Sheree trying to bring Kim back to the franchise, I wasn't too surprised if, you are to believe that Kenya was upset by this. And I wasn't surprised because of this reason. I feel like Kenya probably doesn't want Kim to come on the show to mess up a good thing that all of the ladies have worked hard to build up. And Kim is not a team player. It's always all about Kim. And if she's not getting her way, she does things that almost seems as if she's trying to sabotage the group effort. And so Kenya, being a veteran housewife and have seen Kim in action several times before, and who's probably seen how things can fall apart very quickly when one person sabotages a group effort, then she probably can see that the writing's on the wall bringing Kim back, that it simply is not going to work. And also, I think Kenya, if you are to believe these rumors, because again, it's all speculation and alleged information, but if Kenya really is feeling a certain type of way about Kim coming back to the franchise, who could blame her? Especially after the way that Kim ended things on her last season appearance with the franchise. And so with that being said, I could see how some of the cast members do feel a certain type of way, allegedly, about Kim coming back and about the horrible things she said during that reunion filming. Who wants to work in an environment with someone who has those type of views? And so with that being said, and you put all that together, I think Kenya really does see that Kim coming back or potentially coming back to the show is not going to serve any purpose and probably would do more hurt than good. Now, Kinfolk, it's another part of this rumor, as I can pretty much see as having some truth to it, about another reason why Kenya probably could have been mad at Sheree for allegedly making this move, and it's this. Sheree just isn't the best housewife to be trying to make casting decisions or to be out there helping cast or former cast members campaign to get back on the show. In order to be a good housewife, and especially a good producing housewife, you got to know how to execute a narrative. You got to know how to execute a plan. And as we've seen the way Sheree has finally launched She by Sheree, we know those two things are not Sheree's strong points. And so I think that Kenya probably could also be frustrated that knowing that Sheree is not really good at producing drama, narratives, and other ladies in the group, and her trying to make a big decision about who's coming back, who should be back, and how I'm going to use my platform to give them an opportunity to try to fight their way back. You can probably see where the frustration comes in. It's like, Sheree, you're not, quote unquote, that girl to be doing these type of things. You don't know the first thing about narrations and storylines and narratives, and you're just bringing them back because you think they should be back. And on the surface, I think a lot of people may feel like, okay, well, Sheree is just extending her hand out to a friend, and she is just trying to help Kim out in a very difficult situation. But before we even knew all these things about Kim and her money woes, Sheree was trying to get Kim back on the show. And I can see why Kenya, if you are to believe the rumors, probably feels like this could be one big setup, because everyone knows that Kenya and Kim have a rocky relationship, especially Sheree. So with that being said, I guess Kenya could honestly see this as being a setup, and by someone who she probably feels is not good at creating that type of drama or that type of narrative or that type of storyline. And she probably feels like Sheree might be actually putting herself, Kenya, in harm's way when it comes to having to deal with the mental anguish that comes along with dealing with Kim. Now, Kinfolk, another part of this rumor that I think that Kenya probably was actually looking out for Sheree in all of this is this. I think Kenya pretty much knows that Kim is using Sheree. I think Kenya knows that Sheree is in a place where she can finally, help other people out. But at the same time, it's like Kim. And I really do feel like Kenya understands that Kim is using Sheree not for an opportunity to fight back her way back to the show, not an opportunity to help elevate Sheree on the show, but an opportunity for her just to get a check. And I think that Kenya trying to make Sheree see that has probably been the source of a lot of drama with them. It's probably has been like that one little thing that that Kenya probably pushes, one button she probably pushes with Sheree, and Sheree probably pushes back simply because who wants to be told they're being used? If anything, Sheree probably wants to feel like she is a kingmaker or she is a queen maker, and if you want to get back on the show, I'm the gatekeeper and you have to go through me. And so in order to get on the show, very Nene-like. And so I will guess, and I can imagine that could be a dig at Sheree saying that, hey, Kim is actually using you, and she has no plans to really come here and help you with your storylines or come here and elevate you as a housewife. It's all about Kim. So with that being said, I can see how that could be a point of contention between the two when discussing Sheree's big move. All right, kinfolk, the last part of this rumor that I can see as being factual, and I think is very admirable of Sheree if this is what she's trying to do, and it's this. It just seems like Sheree is making a big push to get a lot of OG housewives back on the show, which was very baffling to me because I just really feel like, from what my sources have been telling me behind the scenes, is that one, producers in the network are extremely pleased with the way the ladies carried the season last year. Also, I've been told that the group dynamic is finally in a place where you can get drama, you can get shade, you can get fun shade, but things will never get too dark because those ladies understand that they all have boundaries, and for the most part, all of them have something to lose. So you have a group dynamic that's kind of like, okay, we're finally getting it to that point. But bringing on OG housewives who've been out the game for a while, I feel like they could mess that up. I do think the nostalgia of them being back will be great for ratings, I will say. But I think they would come in and mess it up because the Housewife franchise they left is not the same Housewife franchise that they have today. And honestly, to be perfectly honest with you, I don't think a lot of those ladies, the newbies, really could hold up under the pressure and the weight and the drama of an OG coming into the friend group, because we know the OGs are coming in there trying to fight for their spot back in the spotlight. So with that being said, I think that, Sheree has to be very careful with this alleged plan of hers of trying to get more OGs back to the show and to the franchise, simply because it could do more hurt than good. It can almost lead or run the other ladies off because, one, they're being outnumbered. Two, they may not feel secure in holding that spot against the OGs. And then three, they may feel like it's just simply not worth all of the extra added mean-spirited dark drama. Because a lot of these OGs, when they left the franchise the first time, they left in very dark ways. And so knowing that it's no longer the brand of the Housewife franchise, then it may be very hard for those OG housewives to kind of tailor their persona to this new brand identity. But kinfolk, I want to know what you guys think. If you are to believe this rumor, of course it's all speculation and alleged information as always, but if you are to believe this rumor, do you think that Kenya has a good reason to be mad at Sheree for allegedly not telling her that she's going to bring Kim back on the show, or trying to bring Kim back on the show? Or do you think that Sheree is a grown woman who doesn't have to run her decisions across or to another grown woman in order to get permission to do it? Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Alright, kinfolk, as always, if you enjoyed this video, please like, share, subscribe, and comment. And I'll see you guys over on the next one. Peace.